Hi everyone and welcome to my channel all about cross stitch. My name is Catherine and my channel is called Cat V Stitches, and for any newbies, anyone who's just stumbled across here, welcome. I hope you enjoy what you see. I'm sorry, again, for any newbies, I have various pets. I have a couple of cats who may decide to visit us during this video, especially this black one, Sasha, who whenever she hears me talking she has to come over and investigate. Here she is, my little Sasha. Yes, I know, there you go, sweetheart. But no, anyway, sorry. It's a channel all about cross stitch, and for anyone new, welcome, and for any of my returning viewers, any of my returning subscribers, hi, welcome again. So it is the, let me just check, it is the 4th of March. It's been a while since I've done a actual floss tube. I did a stitch with me a couple of weeks ago, but I've not really done a proper update in a while. Life has been complicated, both personal life and work life, but I have actually managed to get a little bit of stitching done over the past couple of weeks, especially since the last stitch with me. So I thought I'd just give you an update now, because it's probably going to be sometime in April before I can do my next one. So I have time today. I'm not having to go. I enjoy going to visit my mum, but I'm not visiting my mum this weekend. So I've got a bit of spare time in which to record this. Although I don't think there's going to be much editing done. I'm not going to be able to do my usual thing of inserting pictures. But we should get by. It should be absolutely fine, so long as the cats don't completely disrupt it. The dog is downstairs asleep. We went for a nice walk this morning, so she should be nice and quiet downstairs, because she is still chaos personified. So I treasure these moments when she's nice and quiet. But anyway, I'll do a little life update at the end. Let's just get straight into the stitching. I've got no finishes. I have been trying to make some progress on some of my projects that are close to finishing, and in fact probably my plans for the next month and a bit are going to be to try and finish at least three of my projects. I'd like to get them out of the way, and if not fully finished, then at least done, so I can start planning how I'm going to finish them. I do generally like to turn them around quite quickly to get them finished, so they're not just tucked away somewhere. I really do think I'm going to be one of these people that's just going to have a house just completely filled with stitching on the wall, but that's fine. It's just me here, so there's nobody to complain about it. But anyway, yes, I've been working on a number of projects that I've been trying to get some good progression on, and then some others that I just wanted to, I just fancied stitching on. I'm really in a stitch what I want kind of mood at the moment. Last year I did start off doing whip go, and that was really good because it did mean I did get some really good progression on some projects I'd not looked at for a while. But this year, given everything that happened at the end of last year, I've just decided, you know what, this is very much a de-stressing activity at the moment, so I'm kind of like just going for whatever I want to stitch on. And plans, although I do have all the best intentions when I make them, they tend to go out the window if something else comes along and takes my fancy. But let's get on with it. Stitching. Oh, cat. So the first one I've got here is my Prairie Moon pattern, and it is Martini Witches. There you go. So I can't quite remember last time you saw this. I was still working on this witch here. I hadn't finished her yet, but I have actually done quite a bit on it now, and this is actually one of the ones that I'm hoping to finish, because I have, sorry, right, bear in 1 second, come here you, come on, there you go. I know, my voice is fascinating to you, I know it is. It's not fascinating to other people, but apparently it is to you. There you go. give me a second. Ah, there you go. She's sat down now. So there you go. So I've finished the witch. I have done the picture frame or the window, whatever it is up there, and I've done one of the little skulls there. So now, oh my god, cats! So now I just need to start working on the other witch. Now, because this is one of my pictures, one of my projects, there are of course some counting errors. So she's a little bit broader than she should be, and these bones here should only be two columns, and I've done 3. But I don't think I said this in my Stitch With Me. Oopsie, she's been knocking everything out of the way here. I said with my Stitch With Me, when it comes to errors on my projects, if it's something I can live with and it's easy to fudge, I don't bother unpicking. If it's something that's connected to a wider pattern and it's going to mean that everything is out of place and it's going to be a nightmare, or it really badly affects the overall presentation of it, or you can really tell, then I'll unpick it. But for this, I'm absolutely fine with that. I think it looks, I'm very happy with how that looks, so I'm certainly not going to be unpicking all of that, especially since it was after I'd actually finished stitching all her dress that I realised, and I most definitely wasn't going to unpick it then because there's quite a few stitches in that. But yeah, so that's the first of my 3 projects that I would actually like to finish. If not in March, then by the end of April I would like to be getting there with finishing this. It's the other witch and the table I've got to do, and they do actually stitch up quite well. It's just literal up and down stitching on that, so it's not that difficult. But I really like this, and as any of my repeat viewers will know, I've done a couple of these now, and I've got a couple more that I would like to do. I just don't know which one to do next. If I show you my selection, let me find them here. I pretty much would like to do the whole Crypt Club from Prairie Moon. So for the past, say, 2 years, I've been buying one every couple of months because they're not cheap. I get the PDFs from the Prairie Moon website. So this is one. This is Dorothy Is My Daughter. So I really like that one. Then I've got one that's actually titled The Cricut Club. I do actually really like doing those skeletons. I've got a couple of the skeleton ones now. Then I've got the 3 Amigos. Let me just... There we go. That's a funny one, that. And then I've got Bike Night. So I'm doing them all on, I should have said this, it's 28 count Picture This Plus Haunted, I think. Is it Haunted? Yes, Haunted. I'm doing it on 28 count. If I'd have started this, the very first one I did of these, I started when I was still just in my 28 count phase. Everything I did was pretty much 28 count. Now I've moved on to 32 count, so if I'd have started these now, I would have done them on 38 count, but it's absolutely fine. The coverage is very good because this is over dyed, so obviously that tightens it up anyway, but I'm loving them. So I'm doing them all on this 28 count Haunted. I bought a big batch of it, so I should have enough to do 1 or maybe 2 more, so I might have to get some more at some point, but I'm doing pretty much of this, I'm doing 1 at a time. So as soon as I finish that, I will then be selecting the next one to start. Let me just pop this away. Have you come back? Okay. I'm using a lot of the called for silks on this. I just carry them on, and when I finish one, I just use the same one for the next pattern, really. I've had to buy quite a few more of the black I think it's, what is it, it's Old Crow by Belsoir. So I've gone through quite a few of them, but I found that for the others, they're lasting for quite a few patterns, because you only use a little bit in each one, because it is mainly black, and I think it's vanilla pudding Belsoir, which is used for like the bones and hands and things like that. So other than those two, the others I've been lasting for ages, so I'm getting quite a bit of bang for the buck, so to speak, with that. So just let me grab some Diet Coke. I do keep trying to give up on this, but I needed some caffeine intake somehow, and since I don't drink tea or coffee, Diet Coke is it. Okay, the next one, what is in here? Oh, this was I think it's a Love You More Studio bag. This I bought ages ago. I think the book bags aren't there, and this is one of the large ones. But I've not really bought any others because they're not really practical for me. That I don't think they're big enough. But I keep all of my Prairie Moon ones in here, the Cricut Club ones, because I just like the the symmetry with this. There is somebody at my door. I'll be back. Okay, that was an Amazon delivery. Where was it? Oh yeah. So yeah, that was a Love You More Studio bag, and this is one of my patchwork paw print bags. I just love that material. Which one is this? Okay, so this is my Carolyn Manning one, and this is Topaz. What is it? It's Peacock Topaz. And we've just been visited by one of my other cats. This is Ruby. Hello. She's got a bed just here, you see, so she likes to sat at my desk, and this is one when I'm typing away. She always has to come and investigate. So what I've had to do is literally put a bed by the side of me here. So I'm here working away and she'll be there in the cat bed, and it's to stop her from continually walking over my keyboard and accidentally sending emails and things like that. So that's my way of trying to deal with it. Okay, let me just bring this up for you. So this is Carolyn Manning, Peacock Topaz. I should have brought this up before I started this, but I am only partially organised. I thought to do this morning. I was walking the dog and thought, you know what, why don't I just get this done this weekend, because I'm planning on having a lazy weekend. I'll get into more of it in updates, but literally once I've done this and I've uploaded it, I'm just going to go. I might even go back to bed. Which I know sounds awful, considering it's nearly 1 o'clock, 1 p.m. I know that sounds really bad, but I need it. But anyway, sorry. Let me get on with this. Let me find her. Where is she? Why are these not in alphabetical order, the folders? Come on, there she is. Carolyn Manning. Peacock Topaz. There you go. Come on. There we have it. So, oh, yeah, there we go. Peacock Topaz by Carolyn Manning. Now, again, for anyone who's been with me for a while, you'll know that I've already done one of these. It was amethyst, and no, it wasn't amethyst. I'm just making that up. Which one was it I've done? Yeah, no, it was amethyst. So I've already done amethyst, but I kind of got a bit of burnout when I finished that, because I did a rage finish on it, and by the time I'd finished it, it was glorious and it's framed and it's one of the favourite things I've ever done, but I needed a bit of a break before starting a new one. And also I was struggling to get the right size, a stitch count, because I'd done amethyst on 14 count Ada, and I wanted to do it on Ada again, but I felt that was just a bit too big, so I experimented it on 36 count, and the coverage with one strand wasn't enough for me. 2-strand it was too tight, blah blah blah, so I've gone to 16 count 2-strand. Call for colours, because I just think these colours are, the colours are glorious and are in an absolute state there. They were nicely plaited. Oh my god, they look awful. Hang on a second, let me see if I can untangle these a little bit so you can get a proper idea of how lovely these colours are. Oh my god, that is a mess. Hang on, I think you get a bit of a better idea there. So blues and greens and everything in between. There's some purple in there. They're lovely. In real life they're lovely. They just look a tangled mess and like they need a good combing at the moment, but just DMC. Just put them on my own, the floss drops I always use. And like I said, this is on it's kind of like a minty 16 count, just a straightforward Zweigart Ada, and I'm loving it. It matches perfectly one of the colours, I think this one here, and that was the same when I did the Topaz one. The actual Ada matched perfectly one of the colours in there, so it just was its own perfect frame. So I'm loving that. I've really got into it again. So this is not one of the ones that I'm going to be finishing within the next 2 months. It's going to take quite a bit longer, but once I got started on it and I saw how all the colours were coming together, I just fell in love with this, just as I did with Amethyst. So I'm very happy with that. So yes, I did quite a good bit of work on that one. I am very happy with the coverage. So this is 16 count 2/1. So yeah, very happy with that, and I'm glad I got started with that one. Oops, just fold that the other way so it doesn't get dirty. Okay, so that's my Carolyn Manning. Oh, this comes with a matching thread keepsing, which is lovely. So that is, again, it's patchwork paw print there, and she's on Etsy. Just amazing workmanship on these bags. Next, so this is in a bag that I made myself. It's not the neatest of stitching, but it's perfect for keeping either multiple projects in or things like Hades. It's following the instructions of Vona Pfeiffer, the Twisted Stitcher. She does an envelope project bag tutorial, and I've done several of these, but I just this is Lauren Birch material. So in here are all my Plum Street patterns, and the one I am currently working on is the accompaniment to this one here. So that is Buzz Off, and this is Eat Crow. Glaring too much. There we go. Eat Crow. So what I'm going to do so the reason why that hasn't been fully finished yet is because I'm going to do these two as a two-way. I'm either going to do it as a flat fold that comes out that way, or one like that, and they're on either side. Not yet decided on that, but they are going to be paired together because they're on the same material, they use the same colours. And this is what I have done now on this. So I think last time you saw this I'd barely started on the bird, and I think the pumpkin was done, but obviously that's all done now. The bird, the buzzard, is completely done, and I have started I've just been flitting about on it, basically whatever I fancy doing. So I think I'm going to get all of the green done. I've done a lot of the border at the bottom, so I'm happy with the fact that that's done, and I'm loving this. So this is on 36 count R&R. I think it's beeswax. Now it is a little bit darker than it's looking in this light, but I know when I first got it I was a bit taken aback because it looked nothing really like the one on the model. So I was wondering if maybe they'd use a different fabric, but to be honest, I actually really like what it looks like. So I'm more than happy with how it's turning out. I think the colours really pop on it, and I can't wait to get this done. So this is one of the ones I'm also, this is the second of the 3 that I'm looking to finish in the next month or so I can get this fully finished and put on display, because I really do love these. I think it's such a shame that this is just hanging here. I want to get it done. So that is, yeah, this is Buzz Off. I always get them. No, this is Eat Crow. Yeah. Now, when I finish this, in a similar way to when I finish my Prairie Moon, I want to start another Plum Street, and I have a few that I could choose from. Some of them are actually in here. Let me just dig them out. So some are in my purchases that I'll cover when we get to purchases, but the one that I've got here is this one. So it's Toil and Trouble. That could be potentially a new start, but this is a biggie, this. So it's whether or not I want to commit to doing another large pattern. And yeah, the others are all in my purchases, so I'll show you those later. I'm happy with the progress I've made on that, and in fact this is what I was stitching on last night, and I'll probably be stitching on this again when I start, if I do any stitching later on today. Okay, now the next 2 are Cricut Collection ones, because obviously I've stitched on some Cricut Collection pieces. Again, those who know me know that I am obsessed with Cricut Collection, and I have many that I will be doing. So I have decided, so over the past 2 months I've basically stitched on 2, one of which is Cricut Collection November. This is so I am planning to do possibly all of these months. I go back and forth because there's 1 or 2 of them that I'm not enamoured about, but if I'm not doing all of them, I'm doing the majority of them. But November is one I really do want to do, because I think it's lovely, and it's also now the longest of the you know, the one with the most letters that I've got left to do. So I've already done, I don't know if you can see it, there's just up at the top here, I've already done September. So once I've done November, that's the 2 biggies done. And I started on this in the stitch along I did a couple of weeks ago, and anybody who watched that will know that I screwed up live, so to speak. But I was easily able to fix that, what I'd done. It was just, so this is what I have now done so far. So I hadn't done any of the filling. I'd just got the letters done when I started the Stitch With Me, and I started on that pumpkin over the V, and I just screwed it up slightly, but I fixed that and then was working happily on everything else. And then I realised I had screwed up on this at the bottom here. It was too high, and at first I was going to just fudge it, but then I realised no, I need to move that because there's a lot of things that are connected to it. So I've basically done all the way across the bottom there, which it's not that much. It didn't take long to correct because it's not solid stitching. So I undid that, redid it, and then realised that the E was 1 too far away from the V. So I had miscounted way back months ago when I did that. But that happily I could easily fudge, so I've not needed to fix that. And I absolutely love how this is looking. This is on a 28 count. I'm doing it on 28 count and not 32 count because all of these are on 28 count, and I want them all to be of similar size and to be able to fit together, so to speak. I suppose I could have quite easily switched to doing 32 count, but in my brain I'm like, no, I've started them all on 28 count, so I need to finish them on 28 count. So that's what I'm doing. But I think it looks lovely. I'm absolutely loving it. This is just a Zweigart. I think it's pearl grey, or let me just double check for you. Miss, I can never remember the name of this. I've got a spreadsheet here that I've got all my whips on and what I'm doing them on. So November, and I've forgotten to actually write on here what I'm doing it on. So I've got, for everything else, I have exactly the material I've used on it, and I've forgotten to do it for this. Give me a second though, because I have used this before. It is, why can you never find it when you're looking for it? This is ridiculous. I think it's either silver grey or it's something like that. Oh my god, this is so annoying. Well, it's not white, it's not that. It's not white. This is going to drive me insane now. I apologise. Nope, it's gone. That is ridiculous. How could I have? That's threads, fabric. I'm going to have to tell you, smoky pearl. There we go. It's smoky pearl. Sorry, yeah. Oh no, that's the back of it. Yeah. So I'm just loving how, look at that duck though. I mean, oh, they just look so, I just love these Cricut Collection ones, I really do. So that's November anyway. Let me put this back. So this is one of the Cricut collections I've been working on, and the other is I dug out my Sleepy Hollow and I decided to start working on one of the triptych on here. So let me explain what I mean by that. That is Sleepy Hollow. Now I have seen some people that have done this as one. I've decided to do it as a triptych like this, and I think it's a Crafty Kirsty. She has finished this as one and it looks stunning. Let me just double check that I've got that right though. Hang on one second. As always, I am completely organised and I'm ready for this, and I'm not doing this on the fly. Yes, it is. It's Crafting Kirsty, who has a really good, she's got her own Flosstube channel. She's got some amazing, she does quilting and everything, and some really beautiful pieces, but she finished this as just one big one. Oh, stunning. But I have decided to do it as the triptych. So I completed the middle one bar the back stitch. I'll show you that as well actually as a quick reminder. Let me just dig out the one that I've done. Nope, there we go. So this is what I have done. So this is fabric that I dyed myself. It was just a plain 28 cream that I've just used blue Rip dye on, that actually came out really, really well. I was very happy with it. I think it makes all the colours pop really well. So that is the middle one. And then I have started on, oh no, that's the wrong pattern. Holy crap, what is wrong with me today? There we go. I have started on this one here. So that big mama jamma there. Now, so I'm doing it on 28 count, which already means it's going to be quite big. And I decided for this roof, that is, let me just find the correct, what is it? I think this is London Fog. So it's a Weeks Dye Works London Fog. Now, to get the right kind of variegation, really you need to be doing it one cross at a time, and this is bringing back flashbacks to doing the big skirt on Lindy Stitch's Mary Mary, the big apron that took absolutely ages to do, because I also made the decision to get maximum variegation on that by doing it one stitch at a time. A lot of people don't do it one stitch at a time because it's just so time consuming, and I always end have these great ideas of, oh no, I'll do it, it won't take as long, and then it's like, no, this is going to take bloody ages, but I've committed now. So, because I normally am a one stitch of the leg first of all, so I'll go either down or up or down depending on which direction I'm coming from, and it's nice and easy, and you know, you don't really have to think about it that much. But on this one I've committed to doing it stitch by stitch. Full cross. So I am this far into it, but the variegation is coming through nicely. I don't know if you're getting it really that well in this light, but that's my start on it. So what I might end up doing to save my sanity is kind of like flitting around and maybe doing a couple of rows on the roof, and then doing the odd pumpkin, and then working on the tree and working on the rest of the house. So I'm not just doing this, because then I'll have to do something similar when I come here, but that's probably another couple of months away. But anyway, yeah, that's what I'm working on at the moment. I'm going to be doing it as a triptych, and I'm working on my second part at the moment. So I was just happy to get a move on this, because I really like this pattern, and it's taken a lot longer than I anticipated to kind of like work on it, but now it's here. Now I'm kind of like working on it. I want to kind of get some good progression on it this year. I don't think it'll be finished this year, but I'd like to get, you know, some good progression done on it. I like to progress well. Okay, so let's put all of these away. And again, November I would like to get done before November. The thing is with the letters on these, you can, if you have some good stitching sessions, you can generally get a full letter and all the embellishments done, maybe 2 to 3 good stitching sessions. So I would like to get November done before November. Okay, so those are my Cricut collections that are on the go at the moment. Oops, no, I need to put this material away. I wasn't sure about that material that I dyed first of all, but then when I started stitching on it and I saw how the colours were looking on it, I was very happy with it. Okay, just let me get a quick drink. Okay, so the next thing that I've stitched on is my Jeanette Douglas. Hollandse Merklap, I think. I'm so sorry that I've butchered that pronunciation, but it is this glorious thing here. This beautiful, oh, just absolutely beautiful. This is one that I decided to commit to getting the different silks for, because this I can see is going to be a pride of place job. I just absolutely love it. I'm using all the called for, and that's including the call for fabric, which is Zweigart Belfast 32 count light mocha. And what I wanted to do is I wanted to basically complete, if not all the flowers on the border, but at least all the leaves and vines, if you like, of the border, so I could make sure that they actually matched. Because this is one of those ones where you could very easily go off course if you've like just miscounted ever so slightly, and you know me and miscounting. So you have no idea how happy I was when I did it and realised I had not in any way, shape or form miscounted. Let me make sure this is the right way round. There we go. So there we go. That is right here. It's it ends this way, but it all matches perfectly. And I am just overjoyed with that. So I mean, I'm not going to put it away. I'm going to do more on this year, but for this, the couple of days I worked on it, I just basically wanted to make sure that everything matched up, because I didn't want to kind of like get all the way down here and then suddenly realise that I needed to, you know, redo things, because I really want to get this one spot on, because I just really love it. So there you go, very happy with that. I think it's already, even with just this done, I'm already in love with it. So there's my Jeanette Douglas. This is in another of my patchwork paw print bags. Absolutely beautiful. Put this one away. Okay, so the last thing that I've been working on is the Whitchy Stitch Along Supernatural. I have already done her, wait, is this the Supernatural one? What's the other one called? A second. Cryptic. I've already done the Cryptic one, which is actually facing the wrong way over there, so you can't actually see it, but that one's already done. So I wanted to do the accompanying one, which is Supernatural. Have I got a picture of what this is supposed to look like? Hang on again. Have I still got this up? Yes, I do. It will look like that when it is finished. So, yep. I wanted to do all the black work, so all the borders here and the words across the bottom and black, any black that's actually in the pieces themselves. So I wanted to get them done, and then I can just move on to doing the filling. And I also wanted to finish off the actual border, because although I'd done the black of the border, I'd not done all the little embellishments that go around it. So I have pretty much, apart from a tiny little bit, hit that goal. And this, to, you know, just in case anybody's on the edge of the seat waiting for me to tell you, this is the third one, which I would like to finish in the next, month or so. So I have now done all of the black work in the boxes. I've also done quite a bit of, I'm switching out a lot of the colours for étoile, for similar colours in étoile. So where I was going to use black étoile, so for example, you can't see in this lighting, I do apologise, but on these wings, for example, they're black étoile, and on various other things. But I've done all the black stuff now on it, and I've done all the little embellishments around here. And all I've got to do now on the border is, there is just, so where that the top of the candles on this and the skulls there, I just have to do them on that side, and then that's the entire border done. And this was an absolute ball ache, because this fabric, it's 28 count Picture This Plus Valor, which I love, and I'd use this to do, in fact, let me just get it for you, I've heard to be a second. I'd use this same material on this one, on the Cryptic one. So I'd bought this piece, a big piece of it, and I'd cut it, and when I'd cut it, because I hadn't known there was going to be an accompanying piece, I'd been very generous with the borders. Sorry, I do really love this one. I'm just showing it off for a bit. So I was very generous with the borders, and then obviously when she came out with the second one, and I was like, oh please let there be enough left on it. And there was, especially at the top and the bottom, but the sides I stitch using a Q-snap, and the Q-snap was absolutely fine to do the actual black bit, but for, the embellishments here, it was just too close, so I had to do it using a hoop. And I can never get the right kind of tension in a hoop. I can never get it tight enough, because I like it really tight when I'm stitching. But I soldiered through, and they didn't actually take that long, and yeah, so I got them done, got all the work done in there. So now all I have to do is just, well, not all I have to do, but now what I have to do is just do all the colour work, but the tedious stuff is done, and that's the main point. I just had to get, all of this stuff done, the boring stuff if you like, and now I can have fun with the colours and substituting like my étoile. So I've got a bag here of all my étoiles, so I can just, like start substituting like reds and things like that, really, nice highlights. So I'm really, really happy with the progress I made on this, and I'm going to finish it basically the same on this, so it'll be hanging like this one, and then I'll have the two of them together, which I'll be very happy about. So yeah, so that was, I did say, yeah, 28 count Picture This Plus Valor. On the toile as well, so just one thing though, because I am doing it on 28 count, I find that if I need to do three strands of a toile to get a really good coverage. So all of the titles, for example, these are all done with 3-strand a toile, and it just gives it a really good coverage, and it really does sparkle. But of course you can't see in this light because it's a normal British day at the moment. The sun is just refusing to come out, and it's god awful. It's cold as well. I've had to put this jacket over my jumper, and I've got my little oil heater behind me because it's just so bloody cold. So yeah, that's all of my stitching, and I am actually really happy with all the progression that I've done, given that I've not had a ton of time to stitch, and lots of other stuff going on at the same time, but I'm really happy with that. But what I have done is bought stuff, because I think I'm a stress buyer. So there have been purchases made. There's been one biggie, and anyone who has perhaps seen my let me just bring it up, sorry, won't be a second. Anybody who has seen my Instagram will know that I was looking to buy a chatelaine. I'd been given some money by my mum to get me to put towards getting a big project, and I was trying to decide which one to get, and I decided on, out of the 3 choices I had, one was Egyptian Garden, one was Misty Morning, and the other was Evening in the Park, whom I entirely blame Teresa Little Stitcher for, because every time I see it that she's working on it, I just fall in love with it a little bit more. But I ultimately decided to go with that, so let me just see if I can, just in case you don't know what that looks like. I don't think I'll ever be getting another one, because it's really this one that's called to me. I know there are people out there who just love all of them and who have quite a few of them, but it's this one that's kind of really caught my fancy. Just ever since I first saw it, like I said, on Teresa Little Stitcher, I've never quite been able to get it out of my mind. And you know, I did really like the Egyptian Garden one as well, but this, it's just one of those that for the past 2 years I've always been like, should I, or you know, can I really justify the cost of it, because they ain't cheap again, because with the silks and things like that. And I mean, I know I could have done it in, you know, in cheaper threads, but I thought if I'm going to do one that's like my Jeanette Douglas one, I know that this is going to be one that's going to be a pride of place job. So if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it with the, you know, recommended threads and beads and things like that. So I've kind of been very trigger shy on getting, on pulling that trigger, so to speak. That completely garbled that then, but you know what I mean. It's a big expense, but then my mum gave me the money, and she basically said to me, no, this is to be spent on this. So I thought, right, I'm going to do it. I'm going to get my one. I honestly, like I said, don't see me getting any more, because although they're all beautiful patterns, it's really only that one that I know now that has really called to me. So it's going to be a number of months before I get it, but yes, I pulled the trigger on that, and I have bought that now, so wait for that to come in. But then I kind of went on a little spree on some other patterns, so you know, let's run through them, shall we? Yeah, so with the rest of the money I basically got, sorry, that's my light just gone off there. I got Silver Creek Sampler, When Life Is Done, because this just called out to me. It says, I love you just as much today as when you died and flew away. I'll not be sad nor shed a tear. Your memories will linger near. We'll meet again when life is done and soar away beyond the sun. So that still gets a catch in my throat. So that just, yeah. I'm not starting it yet. It's too soon, but that's one that I will start soon. I just love that. And then I got from Bent Creek Puppy Dog Row. Now I already have the cat row for this, but obviously because I now have a dog I felt disloyal, so I had to get the puppy dog row, and I'm going to do the two of them and have them next to each other. Okay, so because I needed to buy some more of the Weeks Dye Works London Fog to do my Sleepy Hollow, because I'm going to need a lot of it. They couldn't travel alone, so I got them from Create Nostalgia, and while I was there I just happened to glance at the Cricut Collection patterns they have and ended up buying, let me take this out of here, Cricut Collection Trick or Treats. There you go, so I got that. Not so much for these, more for this here. And then I got this one. It is Cricut Collection Beach, because I have August, which is there, and I absolutely love that. So to accompany that I have bought Beach. So yeah, and I've bought the Create Nostalgia also do all the little buttons that you need. Oh, you can't really see them there. That was a bit useless really. So there you go, so all the buttons that go with it. So that is my Cricut Collection purchases, because I have seriously crossed into the line of collector now. And then I went back crap crazy with Plum Street. No other way to say it. So I've got, I may have shown these in my Stitch With Me, so if I am repeating any I do apologise, but this is Ghoul Tidings. This is Harvest Keeper. I've got Olga. And I have Halloween Delivery. These are ones that had kind of been in my basket on 1, 2, 3 Stitch, and then I made the mistake of going on there. They'd been in my basket for ages, you know, every time I saw one that I liked I'd just pop them in the basket and just, you know, never had any intention of buying them. And then one night I did that really dangerous thing. It was about 1:30, I couldn't sleep, I was just, and I looked at them and then I was like, oh, let's hit bought, and then woke up the next morning and I'm like, oh yeah, I bought all of them, didn't I? But then also there's Carriage House Samplings Merry Christmas, because I have very few Christmas ones because I'm not really a Christmas stitcher, but I do love Halloween. So when I can combine both that kind of aesthetic, then I'm happy. So there we go. And then this called to me. This is another one like the Silver Creek sampler. Just with the situation, what remains is love. That just, yeah. So I'm not quite ready to stitch that yet, but that is one I am going to do at some point. And then I got 2 Dawn threads. I know this is terrible. No, I think I did show these in my Stitch With Me actually. I've got Butterfly Garden and I got Kitchen Garden. Now, the reason I bought this, or the excuse I gave myself to buy these, is that I had actually stitched Sunnyside sampler, and because all the other drawn threads that I've done I've given my mum, so I want my mum and my dad. So I'd done 2 that I gave them. I think Those Who Sing and The Garden Gate, 2 beautiful ones, and I gave them to mum. So I wanted one for me, so I did Sunnyside sampler. I think I showed that 2 months ago. And then after everything that happened, I was at my mum's house and I'd shown her a picture of it and she said, oh, that is beautiful. So I gave it to my mum and she's got that in her bedroom. And it looks glorious. So I was like, right, now I really do want to stitch one of those for myself. So I'm either going to, so I got that and I got the threads. So I am either going to do Kitchen Garden or the Butterfly Garden next. And who knows, one of them may go to my mum again, and I may have to stitch another one for me. But I really enjoy stitching these though. They're a lovely stitch, and they've got the things like birds and bees and all of that using speciality stitches, so they really are beautiful. So that's that. So that's my patterns that I've bought, that I've gone back crap crazy on. But I do also have some of my fabric of the month from Chromatic Alchemy, and I know I've got one coming that's a beautiful purple. But there's this one which is Sugar Plum. And then there is this funky one that I can see myself doing I might even end up doing that Merry Christmas one on this. This is Funfetti. It's the green, purples, yellows, and that's a really nice one. That's why I have a 32 count for that. So those are my purchases. You know, one or two things. I definitely am not going to be buying anything for quite some time. I've tipped myself over the edge with patterns. It would take several lifetimes now to stitch all the ones I've got. So I am going to try to be strict with myself now, and that's it. No more. Done. Dusted for a while. Yeah. Especially with buying that chatelaine, I've kind of now hit my limit for purchases for cross stitch. If I do buy anything, I'm not gonna be too hard on myself, but I'm gonna try not to. I'm going to try and go at least a couple of months without buying anything else, because I know that was a little bit excessive there. But yeah, so plans, as I said, I'm not always brilliant with my plans, but I am going to at least try over the next 2 months to complete those 3 patterns, and then other than that, anything, it's just going to be stitched what I want when I want. Is there anything else? Let's see. Let me see, is there anything else? Life. Just a quick life update. Yeah, what with, you know, like with my dad and everything that happened at the end of December, we're just still trying to find an equilibrium from that. We're still, you know, trying to make sure my mum's okay. I go up there once or twice a week. We speak every day, and my brothers and my sister are going up there very regularly as well. So we, you know, she's got lots of people up there that love her a great deal. So they, you know, make sure that she, you know, anything and everything she needs, she has. So it's just, well, it's just been really, it's I'm not gonna lie, it's just been really, really difficult, and work at the moment has been really, really difficult. So it's just one of those things at the moment. You think, could I, you know, would I be able to cope with work better if everything else wasn't happening, and I've not been brilliant myself. So it's just I think it's just like with most people, you just really want a couple of months of peace, don't you? That you can just regroup and just, you know, be chill and not wake up stressed and not go to bed stressed and all of this. So it's yeah, it's just one of those things. I just, you know, I might have to make some decisions in the coming months, but I think at the moment it's just a case of getting through each week as best as you can and just doing the best you can. And yeah. But on that Debbie Downer, there's some news that is keeping me very cheerful, that I am really looking forward to, and that's the end of this month is the Essex Needle Retreat, and I cannot wait, because I know there's a number of people, well, there's a couple of people who watch my videos who are going. So if you are, please do put a comment in, and I'll keep a note of your name and that, so that I can come and find you out, or, you know, you can come and find me out at the meetings, and we can meet and we can say hello and we can stitch, because I am just so looking forward to it. The arrangements for the dog and my cat with diabetes have been made months ago, so that's all sorted. I booked the Friday off and also the Monday from work, so that's all ready now, and I just cannot wait. I cannot wait. Now, when I said I wasn't going to buy any more patterns, I am not including the retreat in that. If I buy stuff at the retreat, that's a completely separate thing. That I've been putting money aside for that for a while, so I intend to buy stuff at that retreat. But no, I'm just really, really looking forward to it. I think I'm driving down. So what, because I've never been to a retreat before, I don't really know the layout and I don't really know what's what and what you need and all this. So basically I'm just going to pack the kitchen sink and then pick and choose what I need, and then I can always like dump it back in the car or get something else that's needed. So I'm basically, it's going to be like I'm going away on a 2-week holiday. I'm just going to bring everything. And then, you know, but then I've also booked in for the September one as well. So for the September one, I'll know, I'll be prepared for the September one. But I'm a bit, I am a girl, you know, a Girl Scout, a Girl Guide, you know, always be prepared. So with driving down, I've got that luxury of just packing everything I could possibly need. And then, yeah, really looking forward to it. You cannot even begin to understand how much I'm looking forward to this, to just being, even if I don't do much stitching, just to be in a room with like-minded people, with people I can have a laugh with people I've been communicating with over the last couple of years, and you know, can just have a natter with. It'll just be so nice. So yeah, very much looking forward to that. I'm coming on the Friday. I'm not on the Thursday because I've got the other cats. I can do a certain amount of time that the cats can be left with automatic feeders and all of that, and it would have just been an absolute fortune to have them all in a cattery. I have many. So I am coming on the Friday day and I'm going home on the Sunday. But that's still 2 nights that I just cannot wait. Oh, really cannot wait. So anyway, yeah, if you are going, please do. I know some people have already done so, and I've kept a note of that. But if you are going, just pop a quick note down below, and then I can make sure that I can, you know, look for you and say hello and say thank you. That was the other thing as well. I'm glad I've said that. So I reminded myself I wanted to say thank you to everybody who has put a note on. You know, after what, you know, my dad died just literally a few days before Christmas, and it was a bit of a shock. Was not expected. So everybody was just so lovely and left such amazing messages that I go back over and read them. I've not necessarily been able to respond to everything because it's still, yeah. But I want you to all know that it's been greatly, greatly appreciated and has brought me a lot of comfort. So I wanted to thank you for that. Doing these videos is just it's fun for me to do. Even when I do have time to edit, I enjoy doing that as well. But these do take my mind off things, and I just love sharing with everybody what I've done. And then I love, I'm normally a lot better than I have been the last month or so at responding to comments, and because I love that, you know, that communication with you. But please know that I have really appreciated all the comments that have been made, so that have been left. So thank you very much. I think really on that note, on that cheerier note, on me absolutely looking forward to the end of this month, and it couldn't be here soon enough for me. I will sign off. I hope you are all safe and well. You and yours are all safe and well, and that you get some good stitching done this weekend. And for any of you that I'll see at the end of the month, I'll see you then. And for everybody else, I'm not quite sure when my next update will be. It depends what's happening in life, so to speak. But I'm hoping there'll be a fair bit of stitching done between now and then, I can tell you that. But yeah, I will speak to you all soon, and have a nice rest of the weekend. Bye.